and Murray didn't play, but they don't look the same in the slightest. Now, did you hear this, Mike? Michael Porter Jr. It's a rumor going. I don't know how true it is, but there. I looked on the internet. If you search up Michael Porter Jr. and go to the news feed, there's somebody quoting him saying that he said, "If we don't win it this year, we're probably going to have to blow it up."
Um, I think they probably have a couple years on it because in a couple years everybody's gonna be around the 30 area. I think Jamal Murray is like 27 or 28. Jokic is late 20s. Porter I think is like 25. But I think they still got a decent bit to go. But I think the problem with the Nuggets is they rely too much on their offense to outweigh their defense because they don't have a lot of defense on that team. Jokic could barely even defend the perimeter. He looks like a little lousy play doll. You got Michael Porter Jr. that's tall as hell but can't defend for shit.
Yeah.
You got Jamal Murray who can't defend for shit. I mean, who's the best defensive player on that team is Gordon. That's it.
Yeah.
Unless you got chase down blocks, but everybody else sucks on defense. With the Timberwolves, you got one of the best 3-and-D players with Jalen McDaniels. Ant can defend like hell. Conley's old as hell, so I don't know about him. Gobert is one of the better interior defensive big men in the league. So, and Randall, no. So, that's how I think about it. I just think that the Nuggets try to their offense is just way better than their defense. And NBA is a very defensive game.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, you need to have, you need to have a better defense than you have offense. Just so when you're playing defense, you got to be able to stop possessions and then fast break points, turnovers, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see your point. Yeah, I see your point. But this is what I'm saying though. Do you agree with his point though? If we don't win the 2025 title, we might have to break it up.
Not necessarily, because they've already won a title.
Yeah, but
the only person they're missing is Bruce Brown and KCP. I mean, you don't have to necessarily. You're not going to win the chip every year.
So you're saying they already finished the job, so it really doesn't matter, or?
I mean, they've already won a championship with the entire core. I mean, you could keep. I'd say you have another 2-year window, but I wouldn't blow it up just yet.
Okay.
There's no reason to blow it up just yet. You're basically the same core than you were when you got your championship in 2023.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another NBA episode of Real Talk by Capers and Parsons. We got our boy Mike here. What's going on, Mike?
Nothing much. Just ready to talk about some basketball.
Let's get it. We ain't gonna waste no time. The Nuggets lose again to the Timberwolves, 119-116. Your thoughts on that game?
When I first started watching a little bit of it, the Nuggets were completely destroying. I think they were up by like 20 or something early on, and I don't know what happened to them, but that something fell off on them, and they lost a 20-point lead to the Timberwolves. And I believe that Ant didn't do much the entire game until the fourth quarter.
No, opposite.
Yeah,
he did much throughout the game and only took 2 shots in the fourth quarter.
Okay, yeah. But he was good. He also went kind of crazy in the fourth quarter to bring them back, and with that game-sealing floater, boy, that was slick. That floater was, bro. But let's talk about this. That Christian Brown poster on Gobert.
Yeah, he's taunting Gobert. Gobert is like he's
Gobert was so pissed. Yeah. He was about to throw hands.
Yo, Christian Brown is actually now. Granted, the Nuggets are struggling. And Jamal Murray went out early, but they had.
What happened with Jamal Murray? I didn't really see that.
He was in concussion protocol.
Oh,
he might have landed wrong, or I think he got hit in the face. And
gotcha.
They had key contributors. Porter with 26 and 6, Aaron Gordon with a 31-point double-double. Christian Braun had 14 and 7. Jokic had 26, 9 and 13. And he said he could play better, which is crazy. Like he puts up video game numbers. How much better can you play? And then Westbrook, 25 minutes, 5 points, 1 of 8 shooting.
He's washed, bro. I'm sorry to say. I know you're a big Thunder person. You're a big Russell Westbrook person, but bro, he's washed.
Yeah.
He needs to retire after this season or
Before we
mid-season.
get to the Timberwolves, let's talk about and we it seemed like we cover this shit every episode. Let's talk about the Nugget struggles. So, like I said, they lost Bruce Brown a couple years ago. They just lost Caldwell Pope to the Magic in the offseason. Jokic said they can't shoot. They're streaky shooters. I think he was talking about him and Murray are streaky shooters. Porter's the only real shooter they have. Um, they lose another game to the Timberwolves again. It's like Ant just has their number. Like I said, Ant went off pretty early in the game, and then in the fourth quarter, he didn't really do too much until late. And I just mean, bro, the Nuggets do not look the same at all. Granted, they only lost by 3. Okay, well, shit, that's one way to look at it. I was gonna say the opposite. I was gonna say he understands the way owners, NBA owners, and general managers handle their teams now. I think Michael Porter Jr. understands that you have, even though they won, you have a 2 to 3 year window to make shit happen, even if you win or if you don't, to keep making shit happen. Or else you have to make different trades and different moves to build around your star player so your star player doesn't leave. A la Kevin Durant, Paul George. May I keep going? You know what I mean? May I
You
keep
mean
going?
Embiid?
No, well, Embiid didn't leave yet. But you
Oh,
get the point.
you're talking about stars that left. Okay, I didn't.
Stars that if you don't constantly make upgrades to the roster to keep you in top tier contention, they blow it up because they want to build around the stars. They're trying everything to keep their stars happy. That's my point.
So I'll say this: how in Michael Porter Jr.'s defense, I mean, they're playing like shit this season already. But how are you going to blow up the team if you just gave massive extensions to Jokic, to Gordon, to Murray? How are you going to trade those pieces if they just got contract extensions? You can't really do that.
Yeah.
You already put massive money into it, and massive apron tax on these players. You can't just trade them after you just signing extensions. The whole point is to keep the core and try to win another championship, not to blow. Giving contract extensions is meant to keep the core, not trade the core.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. Granted, they didn't win anything or come relatively close, honestly. But to that point, look at the team like the Clippers. So boom, you have the crazy team of Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. You bring them in. You got Montrezl Harrell. You got Lou Williams. You got Pat Beverly. You got Reggie Jackson. You got Marcus Morris.
Zubats.
Probably missing the name. Zubats. There we go. You got a great team, and you lose in the bubble. The next year they went to the Western Conference Finals. They fell apart due to injury. Then the next year I think they missed the playoffs. So then after they missed the playoffs, you bring in Russell Westbrook. You bring in Norman Powell. You bring in James Harden. Do you see the point on why the owners do everything they can to keep the team afloat, to keep their stars happy?
You want to know the one point you missed on that? The Clippers won a championship in those 3 years. No. But the Nuggets did in the past 3 years. So they've accomplished what they needed to do. I mean, the owner can pay whatever players they want to pay, but if that core is working and they won a championship, there's no reason to break it up unless something major happens and maybe they miss the playoffs this year. If they miss the playoffs this year, maybe something will happen. But as long as you're making at least the second round of the Western Conference Finals, I wouldn't blow up the team because they've already accomplished their goal of winning a championship. They're just trying to get another one at this point.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm done with my point.
So, do you think? Okay, but that's a good point. But to this though, right? As constructed, do they look like anywhere near a championship contender right now?
No, because every single offseason they've lost their best defensive player.
So, say they can't make trades like you said. Say we go through this whole season where if Jokic doesn't win the scoring title, there'll be a fucking play.
I mean MVP?
No, scoring title. Because the reason I'm saying scoring title is because they rely so much on their offense and it's putting a lot of pressure on him, and he can do it. Obviously, I'm exaggerating on the scoring title.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Yeah.
Say it doesn't go that way, and they're a play-in team, 7 seed, 8 seed. Obviously, they're not winning the championship. So, with that being said, to Michael Porter Jr.'s point, why keep the team around if you capped out? You won the championship, but you can't repeat. You capped out. The farthest you'll get, second round exit, maybe Western Conference Finals.
I mean, I could see his point about being frustrated, but I just don't know how you can trade pieces if you just give contract extensions for them. Like, I'm still going to keep that point. The whole point of an owner extending players is to keep them around. I mean, have you really seen a player in the NBA get their contract extended immediately and get traded in the next 6 months to a year?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's the point I'm trying to make. I understand that maybe he's frustrated with his role, maybe frustrated that they can't get anywhere. That they got bounced out of the second round last year because after they won the championship. But the whole, like I keep reiterating, the whole point of contract extensions is to keep the players for this foreseeable future. There's no point of paying these players above tax, paying them $200 million, $150 million just to trade them away the next year. Kyrie, have you ever seen a player happen where they got a contract extension in the next year they got traded?
Not off the top of my head.
Exactly. So that's the whole point I'm trying to make. They're not going to trade players they see for the foreseeable future, or else they wouldn't have extended them in the first place.
Yes.
They've already extended Murray this offseason.
Yeah.
They just extended Gordon like a week ago. They extended Jokic a couple weeks ago. They're not trading those players. They might. No, what about this? They might trade Michael Porter Jr. if his attitude keeps up this way. He might get traded because when was his contract extended?
Hold on. But let me ask you this. Let's say let's play a hypothetical game real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the season, like how I said, the season doesn't go according to plan. You don't have enough. Even you probably can't make a move at the deadline for the reasons you said to have enough impact. You're out early in the playoffs, maybe late first round or second round or whatever, and like Michael Porter Jr. said, we'll probably blow it up. Would you blow it up completely, or would you rebuild around Jokic? How would let's say that happened? How would you rebuild that team?
So
if they were going to do
it.
it.
Well, if MPJ was giving that much of an attitude, he would be gone immediately.
You think his attitude? I think he was just being honest, bro.
He might be being honest, but like you can't expect. It's very hard to repeat in the NBA. When is the last time someone repeated was the Warriors? They're the only teams that have repeated in the past century. So if he's going to give that much of an attitude because he can't repeat or get another title, get him the hell out of there. The whole point is to win a championship and hopefully maybe win another one in the next 2 years. That's how I see it. If he's going to have an attitude, get him out of there. I mean, I would maybe see if you could maybe get a better defensive piece for him and then get like another offensive piece at the same time. So maybe trade him to the Magic and get like Jonathan Isaac and like Cole Anthony or something. But there's no, it's early season struggles. You can't just expect the team to be immediately good coming out of the season. I mean, the Thunder are 6-0, the Cavs are 6-0, but I just don't see how you can expect every season to go great at the beginning. You're always going to have early season struggles. I mean, aside from other teams, you're going to have early season struggles. There's no reason to just put the panic button. You're what, 7 games in? Out of how many? 82? Chill the fuck out.
No, I feel you, bro.
That's my take on it.
That's facts. I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking, like, the way I looked at his take, I didn't view it as attitude. I just viewed it as
honesty.
He understands the NBA.
In the business.
He understands the business part of it. He understands how things work with superstar players. You have to constantly, like, let's use the Eagles. I know it's a completely different sport. You notice how their GM doesn't sit down? They go get A.J. Brown. They go get Devontae Smith out the draft. Jalen Carter, Slay. Saquon Barkley.
They don't just sit around. They keep adding.
Adding. James Bradbury, that one season, had an all-pro season. The point I'm bringing them up is they understand that in order to contend, you have to constantly keep moving parts, even if it's players that you don't want to get rid of, like how the Raptors got rid of DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. Remember, they were pushing the bucket for a championship in a couple seasons.
I didn't really watch basketball at that time, so I didn't really understand that thing. So
but in hindsight now,
yeah,
like they were at that point in time, they had a squad, bro. They were the number 1 and 2 seed every season.
Yeah.
But they kept getting put out by LeBron. That team, as constructed with Kyle Lowry and DeRozan as their leaders, they reached as they capped out on as far as they could go. They could go anywhere until they see LeBron. They cannot beat the Cavs. So then LeBron leaves. They go capitalize. They're like, all right, well, we love DeRozan and what he's done. Sorry, we're going to get rid of you for a better player in Kawhi, and then they go win a championship. Now, we understand what happened in the finals, but the point still remains they won a championship. The point is he understands the business aspect. You got to keep upgrading your team, bro.
Do you think MPJ doesn't like his role? Because as of right now, his role is only as a spot-up shooter. Do you think maybe he thinks he wants to blow it up so he can go to a different team and maybe his role can be... Maybe he needs a different... like Klay Thompson, maybe he needs another environment change.
He probably wouldn't. He's probably never going to say that, but yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm kind of get that because I think Aaron Gordon's better than MPJ, personally.
I disagree, but keep going.
But I think right now he's like the third or fourth option on that team.
And I think he'll never say it until after if he leaves or something.
I feel like he wants to be the second option.
I think he wants to be a first option somewhere.
He's not going to be a first option anywhere.
Never liked his role with the Nuggets since he's got there.
I don't think he'll ever be a first option. I don't think he's not. He could be a good second option, but I don't think he'll ever be the top option.
I mean, well, that's to be determined, I guess. That's to be seen. But now let's switch things over to the Timberwolves side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning of the season, it's still the beginning of the season. Before the season, I said, they make that trade for Julius Randle, and they got worse. I think they got worse. I think Cat made them better. I think that was you going to the Western Conference Finals. You were supposed to build on that. I don't think they're building on that. I like DiVincenzo as a player and what he brings. I don't like Randall as much, and I thought that the Timberwolves got worse. But with the play of Ant-Man, the way he's just been dominating and shooting threes and hitting threes at a high clip and just getting any shot he wants at will. I mean, bro, just off the sole fact they have him, he's making me eat my words already.
Well, you also got to realize that Cat required the ball more than Randall does, so Ant has the ball more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And see the way that you can look at that, like, all right, boom, that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. Maybe they need a Cat, whatever. They don't need Cat.
They took the keys right from Cat and said, "Fuck those keys! I'm giving them back. We're giving them to our number one pick and he's gonna save our ass."
And he is, and it's insane. Like there was a clip I seen on Instagram. The reporter asked him. He said, "Ant, how do you feel about the people that say you're shooting too many threes?" And he's like, "Fuck them." That's what I would say. Fuck them, straight like that. And I'm like, yo,
it's a 3-point era.
This dude Ant is the real deal, bro. Like, he is the real deal. And I mean, as of right now, I still don't see them going that far in the playoffs. But as of right now, the way they're looking as a team, he has me eating my words right now. So, how do you feel about that?
I think Cat. I just don't think Cat could have taken him to the promised land in general. But trading him, I was very surprised about that because it was the first time making the Western Conference Finals in 20 years since the Kevin Garnett era. So I was very surprised. But I can see that with Ant-Man taking control of the team, being the one that like facilitates, being the one that scores, he is way better than Cat, and they don't really miss him right now.
No, not at all. Not at all. And Cat is balling on the Knicks. Didn't he just have like a 40-something point double-double?
Yeah.
Oh, that was against the Heat, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Yep. He destroyed Bam and made Bam look like his bitch. Oh, it pissed me off.
Shit.
Bro, we were in front by like
Oh,
15
no.
in the second quarter. And then at halftime, everything just went to shit. I'm like, oh my God, classic Heat.
Yo, that's funny.
That,
Oh, my goodness. I
that
forgot
shit.
that was against Miami. All right, well, moving on from the Nuggets Timberwolves game, let's talk about OKC, and then I want to talk about something else that you brought up, but we'll do a little quick pointer on OKC. I know it was the Blazers, but OKC, in my opinion, they're undefeated, but they haven't even hit their peak yet, bro. They have not, in some of these games through three quarters, they have not looked good at all. We didn't look good last
They
night
have an
until the
easy
fourth.
schedule
We
so
didn't
far.
look good against the Hawks until the fourth quarter. We started off the game versus the Nuggets. We didn't look too good to start that game off. And then just something happens in the second half or the fourth quarter. OKC just turns up. Shea, I think he went 12 of 13 from the mid range last night. I mean, dude, Chet had a terrible night. He was in foul trouble. So that means Jalen Williams had to step up. And that's OKC. If one of them is messing up, you got two of the other ones going to make up for somebody's mess up. And they're not even 100% healthy. We're still missing Jalen Williams. We're still missing Isaiah
When
Hartenstein.
does he come back?
Jalen Williams like 2 weeks.
No.
Hartenstein like 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard. Could be wrong though. And it's just crazy, bro. Like, shout out to the Blazers for fighting and keeping the game tough and competitive, but dude, Shea is just unguardable, bro. So I just had to glaze my team real quick just to throw that in there.
So I have one point before I get to the point where we're going to get. What do you think about Scoot? I am in the midst of thinking that he might become already a bust. But it's a sophomore. It's sophomore year, so he's got this year to prove it. But he is becoming. I don't think he's gonna be a good player.
And you say that why?
I mean, he's like the sixth man. Your number 2 pick being a sixth man.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like the whole point was to be able to trade Dame, find the next point guard of the future, but you're pulling him up as a sixth man. You have too many guards on that roster. You got Shaden Sharp, you got Anthony Simons,
Yeah.
you got Matisse Thybulle. No, he's not on that team anymore. Never mind. You got Scoot. Shaden Sharp and Anthony Simons are better than Scoot. I think they got to trade Scoot to a different team. Or trade Anthony Simons.
I was just about to say I think they need to trade Simons because, bro, you put the number 2 pick in him, you put the stock in him. I don't think he's playing too bad though. He's averaging 14, 3, and 6
Off the bench
in the 25 minutes that he's getting. So I don't
okay,
think
that's not
bad
that bad.
But I wouldn't have him on the bench. But what I think Chauncey Billups is seeing and everybody on the Blazers are seeing, maybe he's not a good fit with the starters right now. That's probably why they put him on the bench. Maybe
because Simons is a better 3-point shooter.
Shot. Yeah, and Scoot jump shot is like damn near broke. He's a playmaker, he's a slasher, but his jumper needs work. And I don't know. Maybe they feel he's a better bench player. I don't know, but I wouldn't. If I was running the team, my second pick is not going to be on the bench.
I don't know.
So that's.
I think any bench pieces would be probably 10 and after.
Yeah, that's just whatever the Blazers got going on, man.
I mean, they've never been a really good ran organization for the past like 20 years. They haven't done shit. I mean, they probably made it to the conference finals maybe once or twice in the past 20 years, but that's it. Now it's to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't know, bro.
They messed up the Dame situation. Yeah. They messed up the Drew Holiday situation. I guess it's because I'm a Heat fan and they didn't send any of them my way. But this is a poorly ran over. How would you send Dame? He specifically said the Miami Heat, and you sent him over to the Bucks last minute because the Bucks said, you know what, Dame, why don't you go to the Bucks? Fuck the Heat.
Because didn't they get Brogdon and Robert Williams?
Yes, but no, they did. But our package was way better.
Or Drew Holiday or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
So, last point, and then we can wrap it up. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
I wanted to bring something else up, but
okay, we can do that too. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, for the first time since 2016, start 5 or 6-0.
6-0.
And the last time they did that, they made the NBA Finals. Your thoughts on the Cleveland Cavaliers so far?
Evan Mobley is going berserk. Like, he is breaking out like crazy. I think the Garland situation is looking a lot better because even Garland said last year that when he broke his jaw, he had no motivation to play. But now he has a lot of motivation. He wants to prove haters wrong. Donovan Mitchell's playing out of his damn mind. Allen and Mobley are looking like the best front court in the league. So, I mean, I think it's just really hard to stop two twitchy guards that are playing out of their mind. And Evan Mobley is actually playing really well, so it's hard to stop them right now.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you basically hit on it. Garland's playing way better. Mobley's playing way better. Allen's playing better, actually. Mitchell's taking a little bit of a step back. Just a little bit, not nothing crazy. And it's working. So if this is the recipe for them to win, you don't need Mitchell putting up 30 because you're having a collective effort from the team. And LeVert, too. LeVert's doing really good off of the bench. I mean, shit. So be it. But what was the topic you wanted to say?
They got a new coach, too. They fired Biggerstaff and got someone else, right?
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
All right. The one topic I personally wanted to bring up was I saw on Twitter that if shit doesn't go right for the Bucks in the midseason, or for the entire season, that Giannis might request his trade.
Yeah. OKC.
You do not need him. Shut your ass up. You do not need him.
Go get him.
But it did say his preferred destinations would be the Nets and my Miami Heat. Now, really? I do not see a fit for the Heat strictly because we would have to trade. We would have to trade Jimmy.
No, you wouldn't. You probably have to trade Bam.
And I'm not trading Bam for Giannis. You're crazy.
Why?
No, I'm not trading. That's just a hot take for me.
I'm
not trading the future captain of the team.
Hold on. You have Jimmy Butler, who you know what he does in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit there and tell me you're not going to trade Bam for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis is a playoff joker. I don't care what you say. I love my boy Bam. He's my favorite player. I cannot see... Bro, he's our captain of the team. He is never going to leave the team. I don't give a shit if people hate me for saying this shit. I am not trading Bam. I would trade Hero, trade Duncan, trade Jaime, and like 3 or 4 first-round picks. But I am not trading Bam. We could have the best front court in the league with Bam and Giannis. You cannot stop that front court. You cannot score a bucket on them.
Are you kidding me?
I don't care. Bro, I don't care. I'm going to take all the flack for it. I'm taking all the flack for it. I don't care.
Tell me you're joking. You wouldn't trade Bam Adebayo for Giannis.
Well, I mean, straight up, that would be unfair.
Obviously not straight up.
Okay, okay, hypothetical. Give me a trade. Okay, what else? I mean, you're going to have to give...
Duncan. Huh? Picks. Whatever picks you guys have. Duncan. For Giannis and whatever other...
Defensively, I think he's better than Giannis. Not offensively, though. But you know I'm a big Bam fan, so I'm going to say that. I don't care if you lose brain cells. I don't care. I'm keeping Bam.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen and heard it all. You heard it here first. A Miami Heat fan to the core would not trade Bam and whatever little package they put for Giannis.
The whole point would be to pair Giannis.
What?
The plan would be to pair them, not to trade Bam for him.
No, it would be to pair him and Jimmy. What? Bro, what?
And I'm being dead ass too.
I know. That's the problem. What? Are you out of your mind? I was somebody who scored 50 points in a closeout NBA Finals game, a playoff joker.
Because he can't hit free throws to save his ass in the clutch. And he can't.
Yeah, I know. He can't.
No.
But oh my God, you sound crazy.
Let's move off the Heat subject. What about the Nets package? What could the Nets possibly give him?
Nothing. Nothing at all. There's literally nothing the Nets can do.
I mean, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson,
No.
Claxton, a few picks.
If I'm the Bucks, no. I wouldn't even answer the phone. I see that shit say Brooklyn. Oh yeah, nah. Yeah, I'm good. You can keep what you got over there, bro.
Let's talk about Cam Thomas real quick though. He ain't going crazy.
Certified bucket. I got flack for saying that I could see.
No, I saw that. Well, I mean, comparing him to Luca, comparing him to Trey. Yes, you did. Go back in that clip. Go back in that fucking clip. No.
He could be a player like that.
Yes, the same thing. It's just worded differently.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
I'm saying he could be a player like that. They won't even give him the ball enough for him to do that, bro. And I was saying how frustrated that shit gets me.
I saw the amount of flack you got. I'm like, damn, they going on his ass.
Yeah, they was really on that with me. But whatever, man. Listen, Cam Thomas is a fucking bucket. Brooklyn Nets, give him the ball. I'm screaming hashtag give Cam Thomas the ball campaign till I die, man.
And I'm screaming free Khalil Ware because he needs to start playing some damn minutes over Thomas fucking Bryant.
All right, well, there you have it. All right, well, that's going to be the episode. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you definitely subscribe, like, comment, share this around. We'll have another episode for you later in the week.